Hi, for my creative reading assignment, I chose to read an excerpt from The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I do not have it memorized because it's Lord of the Rings, and that would be crazy. But I thought it was a really fun read with really vivid and descriptive words, so hopefully you enjoy. As for the hobbits of the Shire with whom these tales are concerned, in the days of their peace and prosperity they were a merry folk. They dressed in their bright colors, being notably fond of yellow and green, but they seldom wore shoes since their feet had tough, leathery soles that were clad in a thick curling hair much like the hair on their heads, which was commonly brown. Thus the only craft little practiced among them was shoemaking, but they had long and skillful fingers and could make many other useful and comely things. Their faces were as a rule good-natured rather than beautiful. Their broad, bright-eyed, red cheeks, with mouths apt to laughter and eating and drinking, and laugh they did, and eat, and drink, often and heartily, being fond of the simple jest at all times, and of 6 meals a day, when they could get them. They were hospitable and delighted in parties and in presents, which they gave away freely and eagerly accepted. It is plain indeed that in spite of later estrangement, hobbits are relatives of ours, far nearer to us than elves or even dwarves. They spoke of the languages of men, after our own fashion, and liked and disliked much of the same things as men did. But what exactly did our relationship happen with the hobbits that can no longer be discovered? The beginning of the Hobbit lies far back in the elder days, and they are now lost and forgotten. Only the elves still preserve any records of that vanished time. And their traditions are concerned entirely with their own history, in which men appear seldom, and hobbits are not even mentioned at all. Yet it is clear that hobbits had, in fact, lived quietly on Middle-earth for many long years before other folk even became aware of them. And the world being after full of strange creatures, in these days of Bilbo and Frodo, his heir, they became suddenly, by no wish of their own, both important, renowned, and troubled of the counsels of the wise and great.